I'm not fucking around anymore, Keith. We're gonna make this short and concise and a sweet intro. My name is Matt. Today we're watching Mort Theory number 6. I reacted to Mort Theory number 5 yesterday. Without wasting any time, let's get into the finale of him analyzing and theory crafting on the penguins of Madagascar, and also theory crafting on the entirety of Madagascar itself. Let's go.
This is part 6 of my Madagascar Mort dissertation. Yes, we're finally on to the actual theory segments. Make sure you watch my 2 hours worth of evidence first. I'll link the playlist.
I did.
Now, watch it. None of this will make sense otherwise.
I have already watched it.
Dissected the Penguins of Madagascar TV show, but some of the final episodes were missing.
Yes.
By some absolute miracle,
you found them.
Episodes spontaneously returned on Amazon Prime.
Huh.
Very bad track record with torrenting, so I was real worried for a second there. Now, I will do as promised and quickly speed recap what is necessary.
Just recap all the episodes that you missed that were, missing from YouTube for whatever reason. It's a little weird that they were missing from YouTube, but just speed recap some of them, and then we get to the meat of this episode, the theories, which I am so excited for, because now we get into the unknowns. We get into the what ifs, and kind of like the ideal, well, what if this happened? What if Mort is this? What if Mort is that? It's gonna get insane.
In Alienated, one of those creepy aliens comes to Earth and uses goop to paralyze Mort, but Mort can still speak, which could or could not be seen as a testament to his power. He later snaps into Bloodhound mode to find the feat, which the Penguins call a sixth sense. Same continuity. He gets hurt as usual and not much else. I mean, he's flattened with a mace and then electrocuted into hating the feat, but that was all I missed.
Huh?
I swear if Mort doesn't get his Latin death Dies Irae ass name having smaller than a breadbox primate ass order posing amnesic East African quantum entangled elder god bitch ass off my metaphysical lawn.
Hi. Hello. Hi. Are you going insane yet, Theorizer? My answer is yes. You really are going insane.
Hello, I'm the Theorizer and I've solved Mort.
Oh, funny joke. You funny. Yeah, that's a funny joke. Funny joke, hey? Wanna hear a joke? Theorizer solved Mort. Funny. That's funny. That is very, very funny. That is the funniest joke that I've ever heard in a while. This motherfucker thinks he's solved Mort. He really thought that he solved Mort. Bitch, you ain't even done yet. You haven't even scratched the surface.
It took me months of dormant subconscious thought, but I have. He unlocks all of DreamWorks like a skeleton key to every other theory I've ever made.
Of course.
Things are getting more and more complicated, but easier to parse through, so we'll see how long this all ends up being. Time for the analysis.
Wow.
What was our plan again? Oh yeah, Julian feet, ex-wives, anomalous genome.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of that was indeed solidified in this series. Most of my thoughts were haphazardly scattered throughout my evidence videos, but here's where we recap and determine what is real.
It was all shown throughout parts 2 through 4 with King Julian, right? Weren't those all like shown? And like, we know that he has multiple lives, we know that he has this immortal genome kind of thing, we know that he is an all-reckoning god of chaos. So I'm just gonna let him talk. He's gonna do his analysis and theory crafting, and I'll just watch, since he's the theorizer and I'm not.
But this might get rough. So I'm relying on the comments to poke holes or remind me of things. I also didn't note or see every detail in the Penguins of Madagascar, so yes, the comments are there for a reason. Let's do this. The best way to go about explaining
Let's go.
everything is simply by discussing Mort's past. We know a little bit about
Let us go.
is and his past, but plenty can be stably inferred as well. We see him and a female counterpart in the history books of Madagascar, but that was stated as unreliable. What we know for certain is that he has a grandmother and a grandfather who raised him and some other siblings, but I'm not sure how.
Hopefully that doesn't mess with me.
His timeline loops back in on itself, possibly as a byproduct of his escape from the multiverse.
Ooh,
So I just took it from 0 to 100. Reel it back. He's claimed his father was a bear, yet he also was his own grandfather.
Which makes no sense.
Information on his mother. As you can understand, this is all senseless.
Yeah.
If his father was a bear, then his mother must at least be of the Mort species, meaning her parents must be Granny and Grandpa Mort. I'm not sure if this means Mort is his own true maternal grandfather, or if it means Mort fathered a bear. If the latter, then he must have at least been with a bear to produce a bear, right? Can Mort just birth anything? Well,
maybe.
There's another simple explanation that resolves all of these intricate paradoxes and still makes sense. If you've seen my videos, you know his history dates back a lot further than the 50 years he's spent with this family.
Yeah.
He's a conqueror of the multiverse. Nearly limitless in power, he can do anything. Now it's time to take it up a few notches.
Yeah.
The only answer here is that this is not his family in a usual sense, or rather that it is, but only because he willed it. The only way for him to be his own grandfather when it's impossible is if it's in a seriously atypical way. He's existed long beforehand as well, and he's all-powerful. So what I mean is simply this. He must have spontaneously generated this entire family and then birthed himself into it as a reincarnation without his memory.
Huh?
In a way, he is his own grandfather,
So, how does that work? How does... spawned his own family and birthed himself? My brain is already breaking, and I don't think we've gotten to the crazy shit yet.
Genetically on both sides. No wonder his granny is so eerily sensual with him. So why? What led him to need this fake family for 50 years? Why and how did he erase his own memory? What is his true history? Because we know
his true history is that he's a deranged fucking psychopath who transcends multiple dimensions and multiple timelines and sucks the soul out of everything. Got you there.
No, it's there. And well,
Theory
to
solved.
answer that question, we must look to Smart Mort and Mordecus Khan.
Yes.
Smart Mort is interesting because, first of all, he knows everything. Most notably, he knows the heavenly fruits.
The fruits.
Sky gods.
Oh yeah, of course. The Sky God fruits, yeah. We saw that in the All Hail King Julian analysis videos where, you know, these fruits are like these like sky gods, I think, or something. The heavenly fruits that can see everything. Are these the sky gods, or are these just pawns for the sky gods? We don't know for sure. All we know is that they might be sky gods.
He is highly acquainted with Mort and has been with him for a very long time, and in essence he functions as the preservation
Smart Mort is a separate entity from
He's
Mort.
a separate soul in the show.
Yeah.
Perhaps he could be the original Mort, like the one who decided to reincarnate himself.
I mean, that would make sense if Smart Mort is, like, fucking a genius, like, more intelligent than anyone else in the world of Madagascar, then no doubt that he probably did all that and then birthed himself as the Mort that we know in Madagascar. I mean, it's probably possible that happened, but also a little weird, because if Smart Mort is the original Mort, then where did he come from? Did he manifest himself? Judging from the fact that Mort's like thousands, if not millions of years old, did he create himself and then create his own family and then birth himself as a different Mort? That would kind of explain why the Mort that we know has a bunch of souls and multiple personalities that act as separate entities. I'm trying to rationalize this, yet it is making zero sense, but also all the sense at the same time.
Times that Mordecus knew Mort from before, such as when he claims he's been waiting eons for him or something, when it had only been like one season since they'd last seen each other. If this is the case, would Smart Mort be the one Mordecus is familiar with? When confronted with Mordecus, Smart Mort dips out immediately. As for our usual Mort,
maybe Smart Mort and Mordecus Khan know each other, and Smart Mort is afraid of Mordecus Khan for whatever reason. We don't know what reason it is, but maybe Mort and Mordecus Khan have more of a link than we believe. Because, like Theorizer said, Mordecus is apparently waiting for Mort for eons. So, maybe he was waiting for Smart Mort? And just so happened to get regular Mort? Well, regular in the loosest sense. I mean... oh.
He sort of acts like a blank slate. He was wiped clean, and with time has gained his own soul. Personality built from the family that surrounded him, mixed with the subtle echoes of everyone he's absorbed. Smart Mort is the one who remembers. He has the knowledge of humanity, of the universe, of the fringes of reality and beyond. How is any of this power possible? What even is Mort? They say Mort is a species, but that's not
true, yeah.
Mort does not follow the laws of any sort of species.
Yeah, that's not true.
Entity with varying forms, a multi-faced god. Remember when I said he was Kirby? The entire inner world where he keeps his absorbed brethren isn't even inside of his head necessarily, it's just him. Remember all of the evidence for him having a pocket universe inside of himself? Yeah. That things enter his stomach and they just keep going. My tummy is speaking to me. Told you.
Yeah.
Even the films are undeniable. He's a formless entity that looks like a mouse lemur. We've seen inconsistent X-rays, completely abstract genealogy, everything. At some point, maybe to evade suspicion, he took that form. So if Morts are not a
Mort
species
is so
with any
inconsistent.
Consistency, then how the hell does that universe full of Morts, the Mortverse, even exist? Who are
It shouldn't.
There's no female Morts there, and yet we saw a female Mort in the Adam and Eve. It's like not a species. And notice something odd. They're not like the other Morts.
Yeah.
They're all perfect clones of one another. They are not variable here. They are all identical. They all come from the same origin. A similar thing occurs for all Morts everywhere else too, but it's all their appearance. All the Morts have the same base model.
Maybe they all
Most
came from the
lemurs have
same
varying
spawn?
shapes and sizes, but every single Mort we see in this show is the exact same.
Maybe they came from the same spawn.
Variations can sometimes act different, but they all look the same still. The bizarre part, though, is that all of the Mortverse Morts act identical too, like they originated from a controlled single entity. All
like I said, same spawn. They came from the same spawn.
Morts function as if they came from a single entity, but the Mort horde even more so. It's almost like everything originated from a single Mort, but then offshoots like Smart Mort and Mordecus function as individuals, and when someone like Mordecus tries splitting himself deeper, he just gets mindless drones. It's absolutely insane, but it's actually a lot more stable to assume all of these Morts just have some origin that is the same than to try and comprehend the logistics and inconsistencies of Granny Mort and Grandpa Mort not being from a parallel universe, or Mordecus having brainwashed thousands of beings of equal intellect. Everything comes from a singularity and is dispersed. Even more realistically, Mort is a character from Madagascar, and every other Mort we see is just another Mort character to us.
Of course.
It just so happens to also literally be like that. My point? Mordecus could very well not just be some random entity, but could actually be from Mort. When you try and disperse the dispersed, say like splitting Mordecus, you would get even more mindless clones, which could be the reason for the Horde's existence. And if Mordecus is from Mort, he has history. The eons he referenced, the wars, he he is implied to be the reason our Mort was beaten into reincarnated submission. The original Mort being started looking like a mouse lemur, probably to hide from the sky gods or from being tethered by the sky gods or
Maybe.
something like that. And after he did, Mordecus and a number of other Morts were fractured off of him. I actually am getting more inclined to say that this was all on purpose, and that the sky gods or some other body of forces toppled Mort into a physical, pathetic form. The question is, why would he want to split himself further, and how did he reside in several universes? The answer is that this isn't his fault. The anti-Mort forces split him infinitely across the multiverse, and his journey to absorb his other selves is actually a journey to reabsorb them all. Damn. No species, just an individual split across the multiverse, recollecting himself. A singularity. I'd say the original Mort posed a threat, just his being. It was probably either Smart Mort or Mordecus who was the first piece to be chipped away, hence their sheer power. Mordecus is taking the reabsorption into his own hands and actively dueling other advanced Morts so he can maintain the title as dominant consciousness and wage war on the sky gods. And he was getting close. These gods are the pantheon of supernatural forces that control everything. They appear as fruits to the Madagascar lemurs because it's a form they can comprehend. In actuality, they span the multiverse, maintaining and governing everything. They hang around Madagascar because that's where most of the action is happening. The biggest threat at the time is Mort, who over the course of All Hail King Julian begins to wake up. Smart Mort seems somewhat aligned with the sky gods, and they don't appear to feel too threatened at this present time, but they do just keep monitoring. Mordecus was clearly the primary threat. Whether it was them who eliminated Mort to a measly form on Madagascar, or Mort himself who did it, I'm not entirely sure, but it's becoming apparent that he enjoys it. Mordecus is the rogue one. Smart Mort is the sane one. Mordecus wants Smart Mort. I repeat, Smart Mort vanished the instant he went into Mordecus's realm. Mort's seed is planted in every universe. We need to see this original being. The original Mort is the whole Mort. I'm not sure we do ever meet him, really. He is a formless void, extant on all planes of reality. As we've established countless times, his name is Latin for death. And I might even be inclined to say, based on these descriptions, that...
What? What? No.
He is death.
Maybe.
He's dead. He has a thing for zombies because they are the ones that got away. He's death. I can have his body, right? He's death. He's death. He's death. He's death.
His name is Death.
He is. Yeah.
He's death. He is not an entirely benevolent death. And what exactly he does after reaping souls, I do not know. But, oh my god. Oh my god, that's it. That's it.
He's death incarnate.
He absorbs souls because he is death. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
He is a death incarnate.
In episode 1, this has been freaking staring me in the face. In episode 1, I said he could reap my consciousness from my body. Oh my god. Oh my god.
He's going crazy.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I just realized that. I was literally even using the same word choices back then, and I didn't even know what I was talking about. He literally is reaping. Okay, now I'm back into this. Let's go to that wardrobe now.
Let's
It's
go.
a sort of portal to Mort's true self. Not really, but it's like a metaphor for him being in a higher dimension projecting into our plane. Whether he created everything or not, remember, it doesn't matter. Same difference. The scene could be even in his head, of course, but all of that would show is that deep down, he has a direct escape, and it spawns whenever he feels most panicked and alone. We're so many layers into this. Splitting this into 3 separate theories seems pointless now. His genome? He doesn't have a genome, you fool.
He doesn't.
He can do anything. What about the feet, then? Is it really a servitude-based obsession? He claims his home is a foot constellation known as Footacus Majora, so does he love feet because they remind him of home, or does he choose to live there because it was shaped like a foot? We did discuss his subservience being the cause before, as opposed to the feet themselves. He's a 14-billion-year-old elder god who can enter nightmares and has lived the life of every possible kind of person. But the feet, it must have to do with his tethering limitations. No extant being would be weak like this. Perhaps such a small animal is just destined to be at the feet of everyone around him, and the sky gods know this. It's why Mordecus said he had to break from the feet. This was before everything. They all split from the same being who has a foot obsession. The trauma from such a blow, losing all of his power, is also his weakness. Feet make him weak, as he sings,
Yeah.
literally. And he's somehow finding peace in servitude, giving his life meaning after an infinite existence of having everything. I I need to know more about the sky gods or whomever else tethered Mort. He is known by humanity too, you see. The scientists, they want him, they study him, he is a target. He claims they've been unable to classify him, but that's where these grand theories are headed. That's not crucial to where we are right now. Mort has spanned every...
Yeah, I was gonna say, we'll get to that later, but...
His more abrasive personalities show how vengeful and wrathful...
Also, sorry for my computer lagging like crazy right now.
Todd has similar
hopefully it doesn't too... Hopefully it's not too, like...
in place to subdue Mort.
Hopefully the lagging isn't too bad. Now. It's just a video with, like, no real animation or anything. It's just photos popping in and out, so... Hopefully it shouldn't be too bad.
He steals life so he can rebirth it into himself. He defaults to villainy every time, and many sides of him are at peace when sacrifices are sent his way. He has legions of followers who devour his cuteness, which is exactly what he wants. You are all the goldfish beneath the angler's lamp. You have fallen victim to a true power, one who is not limited by the psychology of personality, and is everything. Fragmentation can't stop this. In short, Mort is an omnipotent Lovecraftian demon that has existed since the beginning of time.